guys, this is Orsi and this is going to be my first impression of the... I've actually took two decks, the Awaken and the silent version of the Exile Tarot, which was a Kickstarter. I can't remember exactly when it was on Kickstarter, but I know that it moved rather quickly, so maybe I backed it in February, around I think my birthday, but that's just a wild guess on my part. I just know that it was very quick compared to other Kickstarters. I guess the main reason is because the creator, who is, oh boy, I'm not very prepared for giving you the information. Where's the creator? Okay, we will find the creator in the guidebook, I guess, because only the company is listed. But I think she's a Chinese. I think I don't want to, like say anything incorrect, but I think she's a Chinese digital artist who worked on video games and had 5 or 6 successful campaigns before this one. So, that was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, I can just back this one, because there was already history, good history with this creator. The only thing that I have a slight complaint about is that when I backed this campaign, I also got the Monsoon Tarot, the collector's edition, for my friend. I mean, my friend was getting it just, with me. And because that was a different deck, it was shipped, the packages were shipped from different locations at different time. And when I got the notification of the shipping, which was quite fast, by the way, and no extra fee coming into the EU. So, it was coming from China, but everything was, handled beforehand. So I didn't have to wait until customs cleared the package. I didn't have to pay any additional cost, which is always awesome. But, when I opened the box, there was only these 2 decks. And I was like, oh, okay, what the hell is going on? Where is the other deck? And it was a bigger deal because it was my friend's. It was her first thing ordering a deck like this. So I didn't want it to be immediately a bad experience. But when I reached out, there was a very good ticketing system on the website. I got a reply within, I think, a day, just telling me that it's coming from a different warehouse and here's your, tracking information. So the only hiccup was that I didn't get the information. I checked and I didn't see, but if it was listed somewhere, then I was just, missing it. Didn't see the information that the decks would be shipping separately. So, don't expect them to be in the same package. But honestly, that's just a teeny tiny just thing to mention even. It's not even a complaint because it was handled so quickly and so professionally that I will, if I see a deck that I want, I will definitely back this creator because the experience was really good. I usually am not really interested in extra things that comes with Kickstarter campaigns because most of the time they are something that I will never use. This time I really appreciated the postcard because it was the star card from the Awaken version, which I will put on my wall because, star, I'm an Aquarius, star is my card, so I was very happy with this one. And I really needed something like the star card to show up. There was a bookmark which actually has a really good size because sometimes you get these huge ass bookmarks, which I know some books are big, but I appreciate smaller ones. I mostly use my Kindle when I travel, so I don't necessarily need a bookmark for that, but I have quite a few books that I started laying around in my room, so it's always a bookmark is always a good thing. I also got this, I'm assuming it's I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's a proof of authentication, I guess, because it's 4,000, and the silent version is the 2875, 2875, but it's just too long. And the Awaken one is the 3420 27th of the boxes, but this one says 1 per 400, so 4,000. So I'm not sure if, you know, it's a mistake or really I got the first card. I don't know, I haven't checked it because it's kind of nice to imagine that I got the first one from this art card or whatever. It's those type of, you know, like it's a thick plasticky feeling, like very shiny card, but I like it. And I think that's the sun card if I remember correctly. And also there was some post-its, which is always, I mean, this one is actually useful, I can use it. And a set of I can't remember how many, but I think like 5 different sets of trees and twice, both the Awaken and both the silent version of some cards as a sticker. So, you know, if you journal or do something like that, it's always actually used. I mean, it's not always useful, but it can be actually used. So I kind of got something as a bonus that I can use, which is, you know, a lovely surprise, because usually things I don't select or opt for because they are reading cloths and stuff like that, and then I just don't use them. So these are the 2 versions, and yeah, the irony, returning to myself, was very timely for me. Irony. Yeah. It kind of, you know, gives me a better feeling that maybe the universe is still there. But to be honest, I was really interested in the silent version. The Awaken is where most cards, and I don't know why, you know, there's a card on the box where you can't see the faces, but the main difference is in the Awaken there are faces. In the silent, the faces are either like half turned or covered with symbols and stuff like that. There are other differences as well. I filmed a side-by-side flip through of the 2 deck, which is gonna be linked down below, so if you're interested, then please do check that one out. The box is good. This one has a thumbnail cutout. The other one, the Monsoon Collector's Edition, doesn't have a cutout. It can still be opened, but it's a bit annoying, to be honest. Okay, the Awaken one is holographic, like the silvery holographic edged, which is beautiful. And the Exile, the silent one, is dark holographic. So, you know, we get all the holographic we need. Okay, what is it here? Okay, I don't know. So you can see, it kind of looks like it's dusty, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like a long lasting. I think it's gonna start chipping probably quickly, but honestly I don't mind. And these are the backs, so you can immediately see the difference. But I'm kind of thinking that maybe if I keep this one, I haven't decided yet, I might just swap out a few cards from the silent version with the Awaken version, because obviously I can't tell you which one, because I'm using the Awaken one as a daily pull right now, so I didn't go through in advance. But there were some cards that I liked better in the Awaken one, and you know, the style and everything is obviously the same, so I can just swap out cards, and only the back and the edging would be different, but I don't think that would bother me. But I don't know, because I'm kind of leaning towards now to keep the silent one. Before the decks arrived, I thought that I would just, you know, look at it and then sell it, because I was more interested in the silent one. But it was worth getting both decks. Before I show you some cards, here are the guidebooks, and if I'm not mistaken, these are the exact same one. There's a description for each card, like a basic sentence. There are some information about the illustration, but honestly, unfortunately, not specifically about the versions. So sometimes, you know, like with the Hierophant, I don't know if you can see it, but with the Awaken, it's interesting. The Silent has the face and the Awaken doesn't. No, okay, I'm just looking at it wrongly. I assumed that this is the Silent because it looked like, you know, it's connecting to here, but no, this is the Silent and this is the Awaken. The Silent doesn't have the face and the moons are chipped. In this one, I think that's the main difference. The Awaken has some flowers, but unfortunately, it's just the basic idea for the card. There's no specific information about what was changed and why in the different editions, which I kind of miss because those are, I think, especially in a deck like this, which is the same deck but, you know, and two different versions, that would be quite useful. Maybe there's information on the internet. I haven't checked because I had no time to look for it. But if anybody knows something, please do let me know. And there's, you know, like there's a description about how the card itself, and then the basic message, and then keywords. But you know, as I look through it, it's colorful. It's very good quality. The font is very, very tiny. So if you have issue with reading tiny fonts, I think it's obviously it's not the best, but the print looks clean enough that if you use some sort of a what the hell is that? Oh god, you know when you again I forgot the word because I quickly wanted to say it. Magnifying glass, that's the one. You will be able to read, but obviously it's an extra effort you have to make. But honestly, I have no idea what's the difference. I don't think there's any difference between the two guidebooks. Everything is the same at the same place, so I don't even know which one was which. There are extra cards for the aces, which are more in the traditional realm, the hand like giving you the thing, but I don't really see the point using those. Let me find one. Like, see, the Ace of Wands has a shadowy figure holding up the wand. I think that's my least favorite ace, because there was... Oh, yeah, I forgot to remove from this version, so at least I can do that. Because I removed it from the silent one. So this is the Ace of Pentacles, which has someone who looks like, you know, is pregnant. At least that's how I see it. It doesn't have to be. But for me, that symbolizes the meaning of the Ace of Pentacles. It doesn't have to mean, you know, people have issues with pregnancies in decks, but I always say that for me it's important that at least one card has pregnancy, because we're human beings and as a race we would pretty much die out without it. That's the extra one. I shuffled it a bit, so that's why it's not... I mean, not a bit, a lot. But... and as you can see, see, the Ace of Swords is so much better like this than just the hand holding the sword. I think this figure standing in a lake and cutting through chains actually embodies the meaning of the card much better. So I really don't see the point of having both versions, or I don't see what I'm trying to say is I don't see the additional ones as a better alternative than the ones already in the deck. So, and as you can see, the fonts on cards are sometimes different. They are quite similar in each suit, but not exactly the same. So that could be annoying for some people, or not, I don't know. At first I was like, what is this font? But some cards, and I think that that's only true for the silent version, and maybe just for the major arcana. Let me find a major arcana. See, an Ace of Cups. If I can just find a major, because I want to show you something. Look at that rainbow. I kind of like this. It has the shadowy side of the card a bit more obviously. Okay. Temperance, I don't think that it's but let me find the one in this one as well. I know that when I was looking through the two decks, I noticed that the silent version has the astrological correspondences on the cards as well, not just, you know, the names and the titles, but obviously I can be sure, and I didn't check because all I remembered was that I wanted to tell you about it. So now you have to endure me flipping through the deck, trying to find a card that I might have already missed. Did I went through? Or is this gonna be the... I really like this one, the Nine of Cups. And in the silent version, the difference is that the boy, is just looking ahead. So it's not, you know, a bad version of the card. Obviously, I went through it. No, whatever. So I think that the silent version has the zodiac correspondence more, because here's the star and there's only just a number, and I don't see anything other than that. The moon has some, so maybe I just wasn't... Oh yeah, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But some cards has the astrological meanings and not all. You know, not all of the minor arcana, so that's different as well. The cardstock is linen. It's a very good, durable, easy to shuffle, maybe a bit slippery card, but it's very nice. You know, shuffling is a good experience. Oh, and as you can see, if you look at just the two like this, you can easily mix up the two. So some cards that I have not issue with, but that are different. One of them is the Seven of Swords. And I know I read the description because this came out as a weekly card for me, and the card is talking about the girl lying to save the cat because she doesn't want to reveal that there's a cat, and that's why the lie. But I don't know, maybe because we live in ages like that, what we live in, the card for me was much more sinister at first, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't want that. But it suggests that because there's another cat here who sees everything, that you can't hide what you're doing. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't see a little girl trying to save a cat from, you know, maybe getting thrown out or something like that as a bad thing to do. So for me, it's if it's anything, it's more about the Five of Swords, but not even that. But it just, you know, like, it's an interesting Seven of Swords. The Five of Wands I haven't checked, but this is definitely not how I imagine the Five of Wands. So let me check the Five of Wands. So at least we can check the guidebook. And I opened the guidebook at the Four of Wands. So the Five of Wands is gather strength in darkness. Okay. Wait for your enemies to eliminate each other and stand unscathed. I don't see an enemies here. Oh, and this is the whole thing if you want to read. The vision is the circus cargo truck is packed with fearsome creatures crammed together in a tight space. I see. I would never guess that that's a circus truck. With just a piece of cloth and a bundle of ropes, all conflicts retreat to obscurity. And the message was, I want to portray the most negative aspect of this card, a dilemma of chaos when individual voices are drowned out by the cacophony. Even the wise struggle to make sound decisions given jumbled information. The line between virtue and hypocrisy blurs. People ignore their common enemy, turning against one another instead. Yeah. No one is immune to this turbulent ordeal. Vicious competition ensnares all. The cage's interior is covered by a cloth, implying that these struggles are more likely to happen in the darkness. Okay. All we can do in moments like this is holding on to our resolve like the hand reaching out from under the cloth. Trust your abilities and creativity wholly. Wait for the right time and opportunity. Okay. The keywords are competition, disarray, chaotic magnetic field, law of the jungle, hidden conflicts, and no standouts. Which is not that bad after all. See, that's why I like explorations. And then the two of wands, for me, it's a bit too temperancy, with the one leg, like stepping into the water, and this kind of look like the angel from Temperance. And the strength card is not just that it looks like a lover's card, but the description is more so about the traditional lover's card, while the lover's card is a quite interesting one because it doesn't give me lovers at all. And I'm gonna show you why. The lovers is leave home before dawn, go deep into the forest that only looks dangerous. The vision. Tired of the Hierophant's tutelage, the young woman yearns to start her own story. Only she can complete this spiritual odyssey that demands her whole heart. The black-winged skeleton trailing behind her symbolizes the part of her psyche unknown even to herself. Oh, this one. As she struggles to unveil or explore this mysterious inner realm, her desire to understand herself projects onto the external world and becomes an introspective adventure that hinges on external activities. I mean, that's not the lovers for me at all. It could be the Hierophant. What is it about? It could be even strength. I don't know. It's just not. And the keyword, I'm not reading the message because it's just pretty much this one, but the keywords are adolescence, facing choices, which could be the lovers, breaking free, duality, moral independence, personality development, knowing different faces of oneself, spiritual enlightenment realized through external activities. So yeah, no, we learn a lot about ourselves through relationships and everything like that, but the lovers, for me at least, is about the choice that you choose things and people and situations that are not just good for yourself, but good for the higher good, It's the ethical choice and finding that relationship or love that is the right one for you. It's more about the self-love aspect, I guess, of the card. So I'm not saying it's completely different, but for me, this one and the strength card is quite interesting because the strength is about finding strength in someone you love or I don't even know. The keywords, because I don't want to just I'm gonna show you the page so you can read it and read you the keywords. The keywords are overcoming fears and destructive impulses with inner strength, which is good. That's strength. Qualified, brave enough to be in real intimate relationships. I mean, it can be, but for me, that's more so, like I said, the lovers. Acceptive of partners' negativity, synergy. That I don't. So it's more about the relationship and how you find strength to. I don't even know. I'm trying to read so I can voice what I'm thinking. The last one from the message is exonerated. It can finally, the things, which is I think this figure, not the robot. It can finally learn how to love and be loved through trials and errors. I'm not saying it's a wrong card for strength. It's just such a different one that it could be a good thing, but I'm not seeing the strength that I usually need in a deck to be present. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that, you know, it's completely useless and how dare you to go against the traditional meaning. Maybe it's gonna work better, this way of approaching the strength card. I don't know, we will see. I'm using this one, not this one, this one. Because I wanted to use the Awaken one for some reason, but maybe I will switch to the silent one for next week as my weekly. So I will, you know, report back after a while when I had time to work with this deck or these decks to see if I want to keep them, if I don't want to keep both, what am I gonna do. I like the art style, obviously. Some cards feel a bit different. So I'm not even entirely sure, like some are more soft than, oh look at that 10 of Wands, I think it's really good. Like the whole forest is in fire and there's only one bucket that's leaking. That's taking on more than you can handle. So like this one, the art style it feels much different from this one. So I'm not entirely sure how the deck came about, if there were, you know, if every image was a new one created for this deck, or some were old ones that were implemented into. Look at that hangman, that's really cool. Oh, here's the star. I don't know. I know that I could look up these questions and the answers to them, but oh, see? I put a card from the raw deck here. It kind of looks, doesn't it look cool if you mix the two decks together? But maybe that's just me, but I really like it. What does Judgment look like? What does Judgment do here? I didn't think I had Judgment anywhere near. Okay, this deck. But anyway, so this is it. Hope this was useful. I'm sure these are all available on the creator's website, which I didn't check the name. Ha, how rude of me. Springtail would be the name. And I kind of like, you know, that it's manufactured in the People's Republic of China, not just, you know, made in China. And this is serious, it seems. And yeah, the Broken Mirror, one of the editions were made by this creator. So yeah, Springtail looks like that's the artist name, which is on the box, but you know, I wasn't sure. I've seen Springtail somewhere, maybe on the bottom. Yeah, there was Springtail, but you know, I kind of assumed that was a company name, but no, that looks like that's the artist. But all in all, it was a very positive Kickstarter experience. I can wholeheartedly recommend backing a deck from them because, you know, it was a very good and very professional way of handling things. And everything is nice, everything as it should be. The quality is really good, so, you know, it's a good one. So yeah, I'm gonna just stop, but you know me, I blabber. But if you have any questions about the decks, if you want to see certain cards, just check the flip throughs. If you want any information about a certain card, you can just, you know, get in touch and I can tell you what it is all about. But that's all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!